Welcome everyone. So, in our session, we already completed 3 sessions. That is a defined company, assigned company, then defined retained earning account, then assigned posting period variant. Now, let's start with the create document number range with the FBN1. Go to FBN1. Then select company code SC01, display interval, no interval. Now create interval, add interval 01 2021 10000 20000. Now add, save. Back. Now this step is completed. Now go to copy document number range to fiscal year. What is that? So this is a T code which we use. Suppose we want to just copy our previous year number range to our current year. Then we use that OBH2 T code. So what we input company code. If we want to copy specific number range, then we have to input the number range, and then to fiscal year source 2020, then target 2021. So that from that way we can copy. Now go to OB63, enable fiscal year default. OB63. Position, check your company SC01. So this is a SC01. What is proposed fiscal year? Proposed fiscal year is basically when we are going to do entry in current month and our previous period, in previous period, and our current period is open. So then system show the warning that your period is you are doing entry in previous period. So the work is like that. And the same is related to default date, OB68, SC01. So what is that? So this is like suppose I am going to do entry in back date. Suppose today is 17 and I am going to do entry in 16. Then system show warning that you are doing entry in back date. So the purpose for this setup is this. Now go to maintain field status variant, OBC4. So what is that? This is basically a field status variant which we are going to use for GL entry. Suppose I want that this GL should contain the cost center or a particular field like a WBS or a profit center. And you can say there are many more fields which can be mandatory, suppressed. So let's just copy from 0001 and we input it SC01 and enter. It asks copy all, create, just click on copy all, then OK, then save, transport. So when you click on SC01 and go to field status group, it show like that. G001 is journal with text and allocation, and then G004 is cost account. So in this is a standard field status variant which is provided by the SAP. Suppose if you want to make changes, then click on G001, then go to journal data, and here you find the field. Suppose assignment number. If you want to make mandatory assignment number, then you have to move to the click on the required entry. So once you click on the required entry, it gets mandatory for particular account which is assigned in G001 group. Suppose I want to make tax mandatory, then I can input over here required entry. So this is an invoice reference which is suppressed, so a user is not able to see this thing. So what is the meaning of suppress required entry optional entry? Maybe you are aware about that, but let me explain again. Suppress means the field which is not going to visible on the form. Required entry is a mandatory that user needs to enter the detail, else user will not able to pass the entry. Optional means this field will be available during posting, but user have option whether he or she want to input or not. So this is the work for field status variant. Now come to back. Save. Then assign this field status field status variant to company code. Go to OBC5, your company ST01, then put field status variant ST01 which we have created in last step, then click save and transport. Back. Then go to screen variant for document entry, OB71. This is standard which we are using screen variant. Suppose if our customer required a separate screen variant, then we have to customize it and input it here. Now currently we are using 2. Now come back and define tolerance group for employee. Then go to ABA4. So no need to assign tolerance group, just add company code ST01. Then currency, if you require to particular limit the currency, else you have to input your figure like that. Then save. If you go with the company code ST01, it come here. Now back. Now next is assign user that tolerance group. Then go to OB57. So this is not a mandatory, so you cannot find anything here. So there is no need to. Suppose if company want that there should be a user restriction that user will able to put only such amount entry, then we are going to use this thing. But generally this is not going to change. Now OB64, it is used to maximum exchange rate difference. Go with the OB64, then search your company code ST01. Now here, suppose you want to restrict the exchange rate variance. So here you can put, suppose I want only 1%, 2% variation, and after that I want a reason. So then you can put 2% or a 5%. After 5%, system will stop the entry and show error that there is a this is a maximum limit. Now we have completed the configuration. Now go to first of all, I would like to tell you this is a very basic configuration. So this is not a very broad level configuration, because in broader level there are many things which we have to carry out. Requirement of the business. So what is exactly reporting requirement? So on that basis, we are going to implement this thing. So this is just a overview so that you can understand how the setup are going on in the SAP. And this is the sequence which is going to be followed. Now we are going to create an account group for vendor. So the T code is OBD3. Go to with the OBD3. Now create new entry. Suppose group is again ST01, name ST01 internal. Vendor. So what is one-time account? One-time account is basically a account which we are going to use to pay party one time. Suppose I have a party from which I am going to business only a single time. So from that perspective, we are going to create one-time account. So from this, I can also handle the field status. Like suppose I want to create vendor and this is a general data. Suppose in address I want to mandatory the region code. Then I will click required entry. So it gets mandatory. Suppose in some of the state, district name and city name is same. So I want to suppress it. So now district name will not appear. Now in India, just like PO box is not familiar, so we can hide this thing, it will squeeze our form. So now back, communication, tally text not required, tally box not required, data line not required, language may be required. Now come back, now control, these are the okay, industry, VAT registration number, trading partner, authorization, back, contact person required, display optional entry, payment transaction, bank details, DME, alternative pay account. So these are the fields which we can suppress and make mandatory, optional entry, or just for display. Suppose let me make one thing display so for better understanding. Suppose PO box number, instead of suppress, I am going to just display, and then save and run. Now we are going to create a number range for vendor account. Go to XKN1, then intervals, new interval. What we are going to create 10, I think already there. Let me check which sequence is not available. Okay, we are going to use 15, 14, 1, 1, 10000 and 20000. So this is a 14 number range which we have created for our vendor. Now save, back. Now assign number range to vendor group. That would be possible through OBAS. Now go to vendor group. What vendor group we have created? SC01. So now number range 14. So tolerance group for vendor OBA3. Company code SC01. So there is my company I am not able to find. So just go to that SC01. Then tolerance group no need to enter. Then payment term from invoice. So just save it. Back. Let me check again SC01. So there is no need to input this thing. Suppose if you require more vendor title, like go to XK01. So once SC01, then account group SC01. See, this is the title: advocate, CA, company, doctor, firm, Mr., Mrs. So if you want to create more title, then where you have to go? You have to use SC16. SC16. Then you have to select the table VT and enter. So these are the code titles which are coming in master data. If you want to create more, then click on this and you can add more over there. But I think that is enough for us. So now we are going to create a vendor master. Before that, we have to create a reconciliation account for attaching that to GL. Now go to FS00, change company code SC01, then create 21. So first of all, we have to create a retained earning account. So where retained earning account we have created? Here, OB53. I have to check the code which we have created. So 11001. So first of all, we are going to create that one. Create. Now select equity, balance, P&L account, short text, retain earning, and control data. Okay, move to line item display. Then group G001 journal. Then system is asking sort indicator. So what is sort indicator? Let me show you. So this is a sort key. Sort key is basically when we are going to run the report, then on what basis system sort the report. Suppose I put the assignment number, then system automatically sort the report on the assignment number. If I put the posting date, then system automatically sort the data on the basis of posting date. So now we are going to create a liability account. To 1101. Now go to description. This is a balance sheet account. Now go to vendor liability. Go to control. Then reconciliation account K. Line item display. Sort key 001. Then group. There is a reconciliation account. Register. Then save. It gets saved. Now one more account we are going to prepare, that is a expense account. 61101. Now go to expense account. Sorry, expense range is 4. That means 41101. Expense account, P&L. Expense account, control data. Nothing is required. Line item display, sort key again 001. Then field status group G001. And then save. So now we have expense account and the liability account for doing the entry. So now come to our detail, like what we have done. Now go to XK01 for creating the vendor. So our company code is ST01. Purchasing, right now we haven't enabled it. So we enter the account group ST01, then enter. Now we select the company, then testing. We need to enter IN 30. See, we mentioned PO box number as a display field, so I cannot able to input any entry. Now go to next. Here you can input customer, trading partner, tax number 1, 2, 3. Then reference data. Go to next. This is a bank detail. This is a reconciliation account. So this is a vendor liability which we have created. This is a cash management group. Actually, I enable the cash management also, that's why it's coming. This is a minority indicator. Suppose you have an MSME, so you can input here. Right now I haven't set up, so I will show you how to set up it. Now go to next. So this is a payment term. We can take 001 default, credit memo term. Then if we want to tolerance group, suppose if we want to restrict the double invoice, same invoice number with the same document date, then we can have to tick here. Now system will stop doing the double entry. This is a payment method, NEFT. Then this is a house bank. Right now we haven't created for our company code, so we will create later on. Now go to, this is a Dunning procedure. If you want to enter this thing, that's it. Save. Account 10000 already exists. Okay, so I think we have to change our number range, so that's why showing the error. Now create. Check the intervals. Okay, we will take 03 because the important system is already show that 10004 is already created. So I think suppose if we are going to create right now again, it will work. XJ01. We are going to change our sequence. Main testing, then country IN, country next, IN, then reconciliation account, cash management group, and payment term, double invoice, payment method app. So now our vendor has been created. Now go to back. Now go to this also done, this also done. Now document number ranges for AP entry, SC01 interval. So we already defined 01, it will work like that. 10000 and 20000. Now go to back, vendor payment term from OBB8. So these are the payment terms which needs to be provided, which already been provided by the SAP. Suppose if you want to create new one, then you can create by new entry and enter the payment term. Suppose I enter Z006, Z006, then day limit 31. So these payment term is applicable for vendor and customer. Suppose if we want to enable it only for customer, then we have to remove the tick from customer. Then this is a fixed day. Suppose I want to do payment on every 15, then I will enter put 15. And if suppose I want to pay payment on next of the 15, then I have to put additional 1 month. So how it works like that? Enter C. Baseline table immediately due date net and baseline date 15 of the next month. Suppose I remove this one, then see baseline of the 15 of the month. So it works like that. Now this is a automatic payment program. So that I will show you in next session. So first of all, practice these 6 sessions which I already explained you. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching.